This is Polly. I want to talk again about wait a second. About the Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, brouhaha over firing Candace Owens. And it's not just that, it's Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro in particular. Now, I know many who know nothing of this to say, oh, please, not another one. And I understand that. Only amongst conservatives online do they even care about this. You don't get it in TV, in Fox News or anything. Just among conservative influencers. But it's still important. I think it's important because history has a tendency to repeat itself. If you let it. Neocons came under... What's a neocon? It's a Jewish liberal who goes amongst the conservatives to protect Israel. That's it. They seldom are conservatives. Now, there are Jewish conservatives, of course, but they're not neocons. And that's a difference. Now, Ben Shapiro is a neocon. Now, I remember when these people came during the Bush administration, first time they ever had any type of political power, and they took over organizations, magazines, like National Review. They came in the National Review, and they changed the culture of it. It was much more pro-Israel. At least I think so. The end result was they brought the magazine down. Especially in 2016 when they had the Never Trump issue. Trump obviously wasn't going to play ball with them. The important thing of this, or the scary thing of this, is that they don't care about conservatism in of itself. National Review had all kinds of ridiculous people write for it, and ridiculous articles that attacked people like Robert Novak, Pat Buchanan, something a conservative magazine really wouldn't do. The plight was, where do you stand on Israel? They were talking about things like compassionate conservatism. What the heck's that? Big government conservatism? What? And I begin to see it happening again. In the era of Trump. Now, a lot of neocons got exposed by Donald Trump and left. Bye-bye. They didn't understand the power the man had. Some, however, are beginning again to show themselves. Because Donald Trump, even if he wins, if he's allowed to win, it can't be for 4 years. Well, who's going to control the conservative movement afterwards? Now it comes to the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro wants to control as much of the conservative movement as he can. He himself says he wants to oust Candace Owens from the conservative movement, oust Tucker Carlson from the conservative movement. I mean, that's silly, but that is their intent. Now, what I have against Ben Shapiro is not so much his fights with these people. These fights are always going to happen. But rather, he's an Israeli firster, not an American firster. What if we had a very popular Chinese conservative influencer, and he got together a long, nice conservatives, but he had one thing you weren't allowed to do: criticize China. Oh, that'd be BS. What if you had a Russian? He did the same thing. No, on Putin. Well, I mean, who would follow these people? So why did you follow Shapiro when he says Israel first? It's the same thing. It's not an America first. I think we should be very careful about this. I watched Matt Walsh on his takedown on the anti-Semitism bill. It was good. You should see it. It explains it better than anyone else. That this is so anti-free speech, so anti-First Amendment, so anti-American. If you want to see the influence but the neocons have in the Republican Party. Look at the voters. Republicans have voted for that. But more important, look for those who didn't. These are conservatives who have just not been bought. Now, I'm not saying that every Republican who voted for that bill is corrupt. I'm just saying most of them are. Now, there are a lot of good people, but around the Daily Wire. If you're gonna watch it, that's fine. I mean, it's, like I said, the good, sharp people there, good conservatives. But remember this. When you take neocon money or have good things said about you, it comes at a price. You have to sell something. And it's total support for Israel. Even over America. We've always been at war in the Middle East, and they want us there. You gotta sell out to that. Well, I'm not selling out. And I'm gonna fight the neocons all the way. I don't think they're gonna be as successful as they were in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. But you never know. Anyway, this is Polly. Out.